Would you like to chair the meeting? You want Mackenzie to do that?
Mackenzie's gonna
Okay,
do
that's cool.
I'm gonna shut this
Mackenzie,
door
would
so
you be
the
willing
wind
to
doesn't
chair the
blow.
meeting?
I'm willing to share the meeting.
Awesome. Well, I hope we can move through this pretty quick, but I have an agenda.
Is it still
and-
unlocked out there so people can come in?
I hope so. I didn't try.
No, it's not unlocked. There, to my knowledge, there's no way to unlock it.
Open meetings act.
It doesn't seem like supposed to have it unlocked, so open it.
I know.
Yeah, you can close this one, and we'll just wave to everybody.
Secure video.
Restroom is right behind this door right here, and I think I left the light on, but
You're Russ. Are you Russell?
I'll check it here in a
Oh,
minute.
you're Westfield? No, George. George. Oh.
I wasn't gonna come. I wasn't feeling good.
No, that was Todd's
Huh?
personal recorder, so I went with him. The attorney had one, I think,
Yes, sir.
he went to the meeting that he attended. But as you can see, he's not here.
Do you just want to record the meeting?
So I have AI running in the background. Those of us that are on the meeting, it will send an email afterward, but it'll be incorrect. So it'll only pick up on the actual voices. It'll say Mackenzie did everything. So we'll have to change some things around on the transcription, but it'll transcribe.
Work
And it'll,
into, you know,
yeah, it'll take all of the notes for us. So that's a really nice feature.
So if someone makes a motion or a second, they need to state their name.
That would be important, yes. But also I would recommend that somebody else is like taking regular, notes a little bit, but it's gonna have the full transcription. And then after the meeting, it'll send it out to everybody that's on the email list. And I can always add people to that as well. But it's 6 o'clock, so I'm gonna call the meeting to order. So if we could please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Anyone care to do the invocation?
Lord, thank you for your many blessings. Please watch over us as we talk tonight and go through our meeting. Have everybody with a little, use a little disgrace and be with each other and respect each other. I ask you to be with our troops and protect them. In Jesus' name, amen.
All right, roll call. Marty, do you do that, or would you like me to?
You can do that. It's from your agenda. You should be able to see the commission members. Or
It might
can
be
you?
helpful for me to have the sign-in sheet as well, once you're done. Thank you. All right, so post 51, is there anyone here for that? Okay. How about post 203? Yes, what's your name, sir?
Bill Reagan.
What is it?
Bill Reagan.
Thank you. Post 203. There we go. All right, 210,
Present.
Scott and Terry.
Yes.
Thank you. 428. Nope. There's that one. 824. Marine Corps. Okay. And 3510. President Mackenzie. And President Matt, yeah?
Yep.
And Hobson,
384.
384, it's not on here, so I will add that. And then
Thank you for coming.
384, what's your name?
Gary Miller.
Thank you, Gary. Is there anyone else present that I did not count? Alright, so we have 1, 2, wait, 1,
We have 4 posts represented out of 7.
thank
And then
you.
we have the other 2 posts that don't participate.
With the no participation is not counted to the quorum.
Right, so 728 and 4826 are not counted, so if we have 4, then we have the
We
quorum.
have a quorum.
Great. All right, next up is public comment. And I believe last time we asked for people to sign up. Is that still the procedure, Marty, or should we just?
I didn't have any help this evening, like with the door, as folks were coming in, so I don't have anything other than the backside of that sign-in sheet, but you can handle it anyway. It looks like it's
Great.
probably pretty manageable.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to do a point of order, and I think we need to adopt the agenda or make changes to it before we proceed.
Is that on here and I missed it?
It's not on here.
Okay. Thank you.
So add that as 3A.
Thank you. You're recognized. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as written?
I'd like to make an addition.
Yes.
I say we elect a new chairman. If Todd is no longer here, correct?
That is located on the temporary chairperson to conduct the meeting is under new business.
Okay, let's move 8, and we'll call that A. Move 8A up to 3A.
Roger.
So we go ahead and conduct that election now.
Get it out of the way.
I agree.
I'll second that. Terry Moore seconds that.
Okay. All right, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor, I'm sorry, any further discussion? Great. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. So the agenda has been adopted for this evening. The next motion, or the next item on the agenda will be to appoint a temporary chairperson.
Make a motion that we, Mackenzie Ellis be our new chairperson.
Thank you. Any second?
I'll second that.
Discussion? Okay, all in favor? Or I guess I will accept the nomination. That would be the next step, yes. I accept. And so, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Great, thank you. I look forward to this opportunity, and if it would be okay, I would like to say something really briefly. I recognize that this has been a very emotionally charged experience for a lot of people, and rightfully so. People are angry. But I would just ask that people really stay in a place of emotional regulation so that we can all do the problem solving that we need to do in order to complete the mission. So that is something that I look forward to hopefully bringing down some of the temperament, addressing the concerns that everyone has, and having the opportunity to correct the things that we need to correct. So thank you for this opportunity. All right. With that being said, we've adopted the agenda, appointed a chair.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I wanted to ask if we could add a couple of things to the agenda as well.
Oh, okay.
And they're basically just reports. So,
Okay, and those would be in addition to the superintendent's report?
well, not actually, I mean, they're included in that, but I didn't know if I needed to specify that or not.
I don't know that it needs,
If I don't, then that's cool.
I think we can
Yeah.
go over those during the superintendent report and just keep that under the agenda item of that. Would that
Yes.
work for you?
Sounds great.
Okay, cool. So, next up, it looks like we have public comment, and I will just recognize people from the audience. And so, do I have any volunteers? Thank you, Sabrina. All right.
Good evening. I'm speaking this evening due to my information being breached at the county board meeting on November 18, 2025, and to set the record straight. First and foremost, I have prepared some packets for the members of the board to review. You'll find in there the information provided is a letter from the NAACP president, Ed Butler, information on the NAACP, the 38 CFR, information on HIPAA, the Military Assistance Act, and the email traffic between myself and the superintendent regarding the assistance that I requested. Secondly, I am not employed by the NAACP. Myself and President Butler told this to the superintendent at our meeting on June 13, 2024. The NAACP is an organization run by volunteers, the oldest civil rights organization in our nation's history, and was established in 1909. The only employees are at the national level. The NAACP is no different than any other the VFW organizations or anything else. We pay dues every year to be a member, and everything else is volunteer work. And actually, Mr. Hawker here is also on this in the same branch as I am. The VAC board should be familiar with how the VFW runs, and the NAACP is no different. I also sent an email on September 3rd, 2024 to the superintendent with information about the NAACP and how I was not employed by them. On November 18, 2025, at 26 minutes and 27 seconds, Todd Castleberry proceeded to give my name, full information on why I was denied assistance, and the make and model of my vehicle I applied for assistance for. Mr. Castleberry said, quote, she claimed that she was denied services because of her disabilities. He then goes to say something about violating HIPAA, but the audio was unclear of his exact words. When I spoke at the Vermilion County Board on October 14th, 2025, I did not say that I was denied because of my disabilities. At 38 minutes and 40 seconds, I said I was denied based on my disability rating. Two different things. My intent to speak that evening was to show that not all veterans are Korean War and Vietnam veterans, and that veterans do apply for assistance. Breaching my information was not only violating confidentiality in 38 CFR, which is in your packet, it broke the code of brother and sisterhood we all swore to uphold. Taking care of our brothers and sisters in arms, our battle buddies to our left and our right. It seems that the VAC has forgotten those values, and in a scramble to regain control of the situation, they violated that code. I'm very upset about my information being exposed, as I would be upset if any veteran or person in general's information was exposed. This is complete lack of professionalism and concern on VAC's part. And also, I know that on Facebook, I was told by somebody on the board, we wish that everybody, sometimes we make mistakes and all that. Well, there's laws and things that govern that, not just we wish we could make mistakes and not breach confidentiality. Also, my tone was policed also as well. Please refrain from speaking for all veterans. I speak for myself, and I stand with my fellow veterans, not for. Thank you.
Thank you, Sabrina. Jerry?
Jerry Hawker, speaking as a private citizen. I just would like to point out that first week in November, the Veterans Assistance Fund had $550,247.37. That is over almost 2.5 years of tax money, plus whatever was spent in the last 3 years, still left in the fund. The Vermilion County Board, even though the superintendent and the past chairman requested no money to be levied into the assistance fund for this next year, the county board seemed fit to levy $50,000 because we didn't want to not levy anything. So you do have that money there. Remember, your funds come in. What's levied this year will not be coming in until the new tax year. So you got another $50,000 coming in there in this next year. So I hope that, and you will find it not very often, or if ever, Jerry Hawker says, spend more tax money. I guarantee that. But in this situation, this money is levied for one specific reason, and that's why I got so upset and got involved here. Remember, 2 years in a row, you spent $8,000 and then $8,800 to assist the veterans. All the rest was spent in administration. So I hope this board will correct that. You only ask in the line item for assistance of $50,000. I would like to point out, though, that you have this balance. If you find that you need more money there, all you have to do is come to the county board and ask for a budget amendment. And I can tell you that I'm pretty sure the chairman of the finance committee will support you on that. So that's just for information. The other two things that I have, I know you're going to discuss the lawyer bill that is still pending tonight. I've reviewed that bill. I have several problems with that bill. Number one, it's itemized, but it is not itemized in the number of hours for each individual task. And that is normal. The normal billing procedure for the county is that all items are individually itemized so that we know what we're paying. That's the only reason that hasn't been paid, and then that's brought back to you guys. I do, in that area there, I have a problem that I know that there are 2 pending bills from the lawyer that your superintendent is holding and has not presented to the county auditor for review. That had not been done as of this morning anyway. That is against county practice and procedures. All bills are supposed to be presented to the county auditor promptly for review. That leads me to wonder what's on those bills that the superintendent must not want your board to see. So I would hope that you would demand to see those 2 bills that the superintendent's holding. The other thing that I'm very upset about also, your past chairman and your superintendent found to file an order of protection fraudulently and against me, and actually lied under oath to the court, and then failed to appear for the hearing. The judge had dismissed the emergency order for lack of seeing that it was an emergency, and then the judge dismissed the actual hearing, the whole case, for lack of either one of them appearing. I would like to just say that both of them have actually caused the commission a liable situation there. I'm not saying that I'm pursuing that situation, but I think that hopefully the board will instruct their folks in the future not to put the board in those kind of liable situations. I 100% support the actions of what I think are going to be the future of this commission, and I 100% support veterans. And if there's something that I personally can do, I'm here and willing to assist. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jerry. Are there any other comments from the crowd? Yes, sir.
Yeah, my name's Kirk Allen. If you could just, for a point of clarity, did you guys appoint a chairperson to run this meeting or a permanent chairperson? Because the motion was to appoint a new chairman. So I'm just curious which it was.
Yeah, I made the motion to appoint her as the new chairman of the VAC.
Okay. And the only reason I bring this up is just from a technicality standpoint. The agenda is to appoint a temporary chair to conduct the meeting. I didn't see an agenda item to appoint a permanent chair.
He added it.
Well, the agenda, you can't add items to an agenda that's been posted because it has to be posted 48 hours in advance. So that's one of those technicality things that if someone wants to make an issue and say, hey, it was a violation, it could be a faulty appointment or faulty action that was taken, because it's not on the agenda to actually, that's why I wanted to clarify.
Really,
It's to run the meeting.
under our bylaw, really, it's a temporary, because we have election again in March. So basically, it is temporary till March, to fill that position till March, but
You can call it temporary or full-time, whatever you wanna call it, but she is until March till we hold our normal election. So,
I understand, I'm just
yeah,
wanting to clarify.
the verbiage, I know the verbiage isn't correct, but yeah.
I can go back and amend it, and we can just appoint you for this meeting, and we can add it on to next month's
Well,
agenda.
no, you're gonna need a temporary until March anyway.
Well, we can always add that to the January agenda,
Okay. However you wanna do it.
so.
So I think that we can just accept that the appointment has been made to conduct a meeting. And then I agree with Matt that we can make another motion and add it to the next agenda at the next meeting. And I think that the result must be the same. So I appreciate your input. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's finish public comment, and we can come back and do that then.
Roger.
We'll make that formal.
Thank you. Are there any other public comments? Anyone else like to be recognized?
I do.
Thank you, sir. What is your name?
John Kraft, Kraft.
Okay.
I'm speaking to your state attorney's letter where she said that the special meeting for the Veteran Assistance Commission of Vermilion County had an agenda specifically stated adopt a revised FY 2026 budget, and she did not find that a violation occurred during the special meeting. She is 100% wrong. I've emailed her twice, tell her she's wrong, and she just repeats the same crap that she put down in that letter. She only mentions the agenda item that was on the special meeting agenda. She didn't mention or look into the other things that I said were violations of the Open Meetings Act. That things other than adopting the budget was discussed, like pay raises and other things that were discussed in that meeting that could not have been discussed. In Illinois, under the Open Meetings Act, if you have a special meeting is a meeting that's not, and I see you're going to adopt the annual meeting dates. That's on the agenda, adopt meeting dates or something like that. If there's a meeting other than that's on that list that you publish annually, that's a special meeting or an emergency meeting. But in either case, if there's something is on the agenda, adopt a budget, that is the absolute only thing that can be discussed during the meeting. You can't adopt the budget and then, oh, hey, let's talk about buying a car for the superintendent to drive around. Let's talk about giving a pay raise to the superintendent while we're at it. Let's talk about this and that. You can't even discuss it. There's AG opinions on that. There's case law on that. And I sent it to your state's attorney, and she obviously was confused. And I'm pretty well concerned that she knows absolutely nothing about the Open Meetings Act. That's the only reason why I didn't go to the Attorney General on that, because she's the only state attorney I found in Illinois that has something on the website. If you think the Open Meetings Act is violated, get a hold of me and I'll look into it. Well, obviously, she doesn't know what she's looking into. So, the next time there's a special meeting, hopefully you'll stick exactly to the agenda. Or if you're going to talk about other things, put it on the agenda. A regular meeting like tonight, you can talk about whatever you want, but you can only approve what's listed to be approved on the agenda. But a special meeting, you can't even talk about it. That's all I have.
Thank you for your input. Any other comments from the audience? Public comment section? With that being said, let's move on to review and approve the minutes from the regular meeting on 13 November.
As I said, I don't have them transcribed to be able to share them. I did make a note about the meetings, so that I'm interested in. I wanted to talk about that in this meeting
Okay,
to clarify that.
okay.
I think we're 3 meetings out without any minutes.
Okay.
Did you kept the minutes last time, right?
I took the notes,
You took the notes.
and Marty was to transcribe them.
Yeah, I intended to do that. Yeah, they're right here. There's another yellow sheets, and I think mine's in a form kind of behind it.
So for the record, there are no minutes to approve at this meeting. All right, moving on to the next agenda item, is the superintendent's report. Marty, would you like to discuss the financial assistance statistics?
Yes, I would. I'll pass this around, if you don't mind passing it forward. And let's see.
Couldn't have an extra copy of whatever the financial.
Does anybody else need? I only made a few, because I was expecting maybe 10 delegates and alternates. So, would you like a copy of that as well? Certainly. Anyone else? I mean, I can dash over to the copier. Hope I saved one. Looks like I did. Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know what that was about. I tried to just kind of lay out the figures here because I figured, although I have some of the supporting documents here with me, and happy to share that in case anyone wants to know like where that number came from, is available. But as you'll see on the report, at the top section of the report, below the reporting period that indicates November 13th to December 18th, the following data applies to fiscal year 2024-25. So fiscal year 2025 ended November 30th. For advocacy, I tabulated 240 contacts, claims preparation 0, referrals 26, financial assistance request 48, financial assistance granted 47, 1 denied. And if you'd like to know the denial reason, that reason was because the individual's DD 214 indicated that he had been discharged in lieu of court-martial. So our financial assistance policy does not accept a DD 214, which is the official military discharge document. We don't accept it whenever it makes reference to misconduct or certainly court-martial. There's some other criteria, but that was the reason for the denial on that particular request. The amount of financial assistance dollars that were dispersed for the fiscal year tabulate to $45,936.48. I included in this report that I network and collaborate with the Danville Local Area Network, the Ross Council, the Fairhope, Crosspoint, Eastern Illinois Community Action, and Ameren, Illinois. And I would like to let you all know that I became an agency administrator with Ameren, and what that does for veterans, how it benefits them, is that whenever I have a veteran contact me on Friday telling me that their Ameren is going to be disconnected that evening or the following day, what have you, I'm able to go into Ameren's Energy Assistance portal, and I'm able to submit a pledge to pay that bill for that particular veteran, provided they give me the information necessary. So I'm able to go into the portal and see their bill, ask for the pledge to be honored, and Ameren gives me 30 days to respond. So in cases where the Ameren bill is due within a few days and it would be impossible to process the invoice and have the check dispersed and have Ameren receive it before they would take adverse action, this allows me quite a bit, of latitude to be able to assist. Then at the bottom of this report, I want you to notice the following data applies to fiscal year 2025-2026, which is the current fiscal year that we are in. Veteran financial aid, what was budgeted is $50,000. Thus far, what has been dispersed is $4,160.70, which leaves a balance of $45,839.30. Also, their legal fees line item has been added to the 2026 budget, and what the amount that was budgeted for that is $50,000. The invoice from the attorney amounts to $22,446.60. The balance of $50,000 is still there because I was asked to put the review of the attorney's fees on the agenda this evening, so I wasn't holding any invoice. I was simply honoring the request of the commission member that asked to be put on the agenda in order to present the information to the commission.
Do we have that?
I'm sorry?
Do we have that?
Yes, I will present it to you shortly. So I have,
So let me ask you a question while we're doing this on. So you're saying this from 11/13 to 2025, or from 11/13/2025 to 12/18/2025, 1 year, you dispersed $45,936. Is that correct?
no. No, what I'm saying is the reporting period is from the date of the last meeting, when I did not deliver a financial report,
Okay.
to today's meeting.
Okay.
That's what we're saying there. And then just underneath that, you see where it says the following data applies to fiscal year 2024-2025.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying
So
between
that-
2024 and 2025, you distributed $45,936.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what that's saying?
Yes, sir. And it's,
Now, by looking at what paperwork I had, which I'm sure I don't have all the paperwork, I'd only seen distributions of $8,000 or $8,800 or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. But now this has taken me by surprise because now it's showing $45,936. Maybe I didn't have my information right the first time. Okay.
well,
go ahead.
I can't speak to that, but I do have a detailed general ledger report here. I'd be happy to hand you. You can literally just flip it over and here, let's get one here to the gentleman there, Mr. Miller.
8,000 or 8,800 was a prior year. This would be the most recent year.
I've got 3 more reports that have been printed out, if anyone would like to have a copy of that. Certainly.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but this is,
You all set?
the bulk of this went to one veteran who had serious house problems, Carl.
Well, I cannot identify the veteran, but you might be able to detect
It was a veteran.
who it may, well, of course it was,
Well-
but we're not going to give you the name. But
I'm not asking for a name, but the
Right.
bulk of it went to one veteran who had serious house problems.
I don't think the bulk of it did.
Okay.
But what I will say to you is that in looking at this report, if you look to the left, I mean, it gives you the date and the invoice number. The next, where underneath the heading of journal, will give you the vendor identity. So whenever you see the vendor is Wright's Heating and Air Conditioning, that's not for a utility bill.
Financial assistance dollars.
So,
So
and
this
on down.
$45,000 isn't total for veterans, it's a total disbursement for credit cards, heating,
No,
right? No?
No, sir.
That's for veterans.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
just want to make sure.
Right, so let me see if I can't show you here. In reading this report, like this one here at the top, says invoice number is this, the vendor is Vermilion County credit card, the description is veteran assistance, and the amount was $305.10. So the credit card was utilized in order to provide assistance to that veteran. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, and because
So the
it-
next one, you, Wright's Heating, you paid something for the veteran to get his furnace fixed, is that correct?
that is correct. And
Okay.
so you see there, the description is veteran assistance, and that's the check, and
It's all
when
right,
it was
I'm not a
paid.
10-year-old, thank
And
you.
it, yes, it is for $3,500. Well, I'm just trying to help you read this, because
That's all
it
right.
took me a little while to get it to, and I don't feel that I'm stupid, or nor is anyone else, but if you're not familiar with these reports,
Veteran assistance.
it was a bit
says
of
it
a
all.
learning curve for me. Yes, sir. So if you look at everything that's on this report, this report was only pulled for, remember, this is fiscal year 24-25. So it was pulled for all the expenditures that were listed under the contractual and professional services that pertained to veteran assistance.
So you're basically saying 24 months, 24 and 25.
12
No,
months. Fiscal
yeah,
year.
it's just the fiscal year.
Maybe December 1 to November 30th. Is
Yeah.
the fiscal year.
And this is the total for the report. Then so again, like referring back to the report structure, down here at the bottom where I indicated the following data applies to the fiscal year 2025-26, which is our current fiscal year. Veteran financial aid, which we got that line item addressed strictly to veteran financial aid, was budgeted for $50,000, and thus far for this fiscal year, $4,160.70 has been dispersed for veteran assistance. And again, beneath that, the data that applies to this fiscal year is legal fees is a line item on our budget. $50,000 is in that line item, and the invoice from the attorney totals to $22,446.60, and that has not yet been paid.
Are those legal fees for which month? September, or does that?
September, October, November, and I think one day in December, whenever I contacted him and told him we no longer needed his services.
Okay. Will you be able to produce those invoices for us this evening?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
And so then for the 2026 fiscal year data, the detailed ledger report is right here.
Madam Chairman, I know I don't have the floor, but can I just ask one clarification?
I'll recognize you.
Pardon me?
I will recognize
Okay,
you.
This $22,000, Marty, that's billed, but you have not submitted that entire $22,000 to the county auditor, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you. That's all I was asking.
Okay, the next item that I would like to present you with is the budget performance report for the current fiscal year. And let me go ahead and hand that out so that whenever I talk about it.
Gary, for your information, on the itemization, that was one of the topics that was going to be.
Yeah, okay, I
Real quick.
just was clarification for my own ministry, thank you.
I have a couple extra copies of our budget performance report, if anyone would like those.
Jared, did you?
And so as you look at this fiscal year, the current fiscal year budget performance report, this will show you, I would call your attention to current month transactions. And under that column, you will see that what has been spent thus far, what's been dispersed from the budget, is $176.22 for telephone, and for postage, $234. Veteran financial aid, $4,160.70, which coincides with what is noted on the report there at the bottom. Does anybody have any questions about that?
This USA life insurance, is that just someone's like homeowner's insurance that we pay?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you make comments? Mr. Chairman?
Yes, of course.
The whole thing that bugs me about this whole financial report is I'm looking at what's in the general ledger. line item, and the line items, Veterans Financial Aid, $50,000. Then they have contractual and legal fees, $50,000. That's the two biggest items on the damn list. And we're supposed to be here for the veterans, and they're getting $50,000 of a budget that is, may I say, BS. Just maybe nobody else feels that way, but I sure do. There, I said what I thought.
Okay, thank you. Now I would like to hand out a copy of the balance sheet. So as you're looking at the balance sheet here, what I had been referring to as surplus funds is known as a fund balance. So I have shared this in previous meetings, not to this specific commission, but what I have shared is that I didn't receive any training from the county regarding the utilization of their accounting system. I was shown how to process disbursements, how to pay the bills. So I wasn't really schooled in, how to retrieve data for reporting until just recently. So, but what I would like to point out is that on this balance sheet, this current year-to-date balance, what I am informed that is in our fund balance, it's not in our budget, it's in our fund balance of $357,283.40. The entire fund equity amounts to $427,569.65. And Mr. Hawker, do you have a copy of the report?
Yes, it's the report that I gave this finance chairman the first week in December with your equity, with your investment, and with your fund balance. You had $555,247.73. That's all funds available to the commission. That was as of the second Tuesday of December.
Okay. This report I pulled today, just before noon.
But it doesn't, you gotta look at investments, you gotta look at equity, you can't look at it all.
Yes, right. And do we want to look at the fund equity total? The fund equity total that reflects $427,569.65. Would that be our total amount in our fund balance available?
I wasn't in the office this week, but I can tell you that as of the second Tuesday in December, you had $555,247.73. I have not been in the county board office all this week.
What is this liabilities and fund equity total of $819,306? I don't know.
You have to add everything together to get your fund balance.
Oh, okay.
And that's what this report here that was that I gave on that day, for the county board, and that's what it was for their report on the date I gave them. So, I mean, there's always some changes, whatever she's been or whatever, in between, because she hadn't had any income since then. So I have no idea for sure. All I can tell you is the date I gave the report, what it was. You still got a lot of money, let's put it that way, okay?
Yeah.
Sure. And one thing to remember as well, in my conversation with the county board chairman and the finance committee chairman and the financial manager, I had requested that we suspend the levy whenever it was revealed to me that at that time of the meeting, which I recall was back in September, the fund balance was actually over $700,000. So I requested that the levy be suspended and that we utilize funds from the fund balance in order to fund the budget. I was not involved in any further actions regarding or pertaining to our budget. So I can only guess that our budget is being funded in that manner, in addition to the $50,000 that Chairman Miller indicated would be provided from the levy. So that's the only thing I know how to say there. Yes, sir?
I'm gonna come and show you this, because I don't think I need to read it out loud. The auditor for the county probably needs to adjust the online check reporting system. Because this item right here you have listed as a veteran's assistance for $128.69. They put in there who the person is. That's protected information under the public aid code.
Yes, it is.
So if you could, get the county auditor to not put those in there.
Okay. Thank you very much for pointing that out.
Can I see what you're referring to?
Yes, under the public aid code, you're not supposed to reveal the names of the people that get public aid. That's why the townships, the supervisor is in charge of public aid in the townships, and he doesn't have to publicize, he can't publicize things. So right here, 128.69, Ameren bill, description, veterans assistance. Well, if you look on the county's website, there's veterans assistance to that person for gas and other stuff.
Right.
And I know it's that because it's the same check, 29378 for 128.69.
Where do you see this on the website?
128.69. It's on the auditor's general ledger check register.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Sorry.
If I might clarify that, I believe, I'm not the county auditor, but I believe that that is done because these are county general funds, not public aid funds, and the county board has to have all disbursements, who they are for. So I don't think, I agree with that.
I agree they have to have it, but they shouldn't be publicizing.
Oh, that I don't know.
Like, I couldn't FOIA the county for the names of all the veterans that receive veterans assistance.
I don't know.
They would probably give it to me at this point, but I shouldn't be FOIAing that, and they shouldn't have given it to me if I did.
That I don't know.
Is that something you can look into and
I can
see
ask-
if they can omit that information
I can
moving
ask the
forward?
county auditor and the outside auditor. I just think that it might be that we're talking about two different kind of funds, county general funds versus public aid funds. These are not public aid funds. These are county general funds.
Agreed. I just think that it would be helpful for us to omit that kind of information to protect
I
people.
will ask him.
Thank you for that.
And thank you
Next item.
for pointing that out. I'll check on it.
Yes, I'm sorry. The next item I wanted to pass through to show everyone.
There you go.
This item that I've handed out references the gift cards that were purchased. I'm sorry.
That we brought up last meeting, 10
Yes,
food cards and 10 gas cards.
yes. The gas cards have not been purchased yet, but the food cards have. This is a list of all the food cards, and I just simply wanted to let you know that the way that I handle this is I've copied each individual receipt because each card has an identification number on it. So whenever it gets dispersed, I have the veteran sign for it, a copy of the card and the receipt, and their signature having received it and when they received it is filed in their file.
So you've issued
4 out of 10, that's good.
Yes. And, the weather, I think, kind of interfered with some of the folks getting out to come into Danville to receive them, so there's that.
And you have them signed for them.
Oh, yes.
That's what I understood.
Yes, exactly.
There is accountability.
And you still have to get the gas cards, too.
Yes, those still need to be purchased.
Have you
I
had
not.
any inquiries about gas cards?
I was going to say, I have not had anyone ask specifically for a fuel card up to this point. The next item that I wanted to pass out to you is to provide you with a copy of the governor's report. And I included last year's as well as this year's. And I think my figure, whenever I compiled, I'm sorry, Jerry, I can't count. I think whenever I compiled this year, I didn't have my figure accurate at the time that, well, it was accurate at the time that I made the report on December the 8th. I can tell you that. But basically, you can see that this is a letter to Governor Pritzker, and it does make reference to the type of assistance that's provided through this office and the amount of financial assistance that was provided to veterans.
It's not Chicago, so Pritzker probably won't pay attention to it.
And I realized that there was some, well, now I do, there's been some feedback regarding Jacqueline Lacey's letter and comment to the Veterans Assistance Commission fund balance and so forth. So I will just hand this out to you and you can read it
This is her response.
at your leisure.
I think
I believe so.
we've seen a copy of it.
I think it's, yeah. Because it sounds.
I mean, if you already have a copy, then you probably would be forward.
One more.
Good to go.
Refer to this as fund balance, I don't think that's what it is.
And I think, I mean, unless somebody wants to read this here for the benefit of the assembly, the thing that I found was most meaningful was that Ms. Lacey did make reference to where authority rests for the Veterans Assistance Commission.
Where does
And-
that rest?
And she, excuse me?
And where does that rest?
With the-
According to her.
With the superintendent and the commission.
Where are you referencing that in the letter?
So the other thing that she makes reference to here is, I'm sorry, there was something else I wanted to point out here. Oh, what she pointed out was that previously, prior to this upcoming fiscal year, there had been no need for legal fees. We didn't have an attorney on retainer, didn't have any issue that required legal assistance. When the county threatened to withhold funding for the Veterans Assistance
I tell you
Commission.
what, I'm not going to tolerate her continuing to say that.
Okay, Jerry.
I know.
I
do,
recognize,
it's-
but you're out of order right
I
now.
know.
So
I'm sorry, but-
I do think that we should probably monitor the language in which we are using. And so I think if you would please refrain from saying things like threatened and making strong accusations such as that, and perhaps rewording that in a more effective manner would be useful.
Okay.
So the county board did what?
In my capacity as superintendent, I felt that the mission of the Veterans Assistance Commission was being threatened, and therefore that is why I procured legal assistance. So if anyone wants to know why an attorney was hired, and as far as why an outside attorney was hired, Jacqueline Lacey is the state's attorney, and she represents the best interests of the county. She cannot represent another party that would be in dispute with the party that she is obligated to represent.
While under legal representation. And I think we also determined at the last meeting that the attorney was acquired without the full approval of the board or consultation from such.
The chairman was consulted.
The chairman
But the full-
acknowledged
there's-
that he did not consult with the rest of the board and he acted alone in this consultation and moving forward with this. So there is responsibility to be held there, right? So we have determined that.
But let's, if we're gonna discuss this right now, or if you want to,
I would prefer that we come to this at the proper time on the agenda. So let's go ahead and continue the report and then we'll come back to it if that's okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it has taken me a little while to present what I have. This next piece that I just wanted to share with everyone is the job description for the potential additional staff member. And wanted to let you all know that I have begun working with the Director of the Human Resources Department, and she is assisting me with arranging the proper document in order to be able to advertise the position. Do you need another one?
what kind of value is placed on that? I know it's got to be in a range from something to
The
something.
salary?
Yes.
I believe as of the current budget, the personnel is set at $45,000. That wouldn't necessarily,
Much as the veterans do. Okay.
I beg your pardon?
Almost as much as the veterans do. Not quite though.
Well, it's in the budget
Okay.
at $45,000, and that does not necessarily mean that the individual selected would start at that salary.
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Yes.
It states that the salary personnel is 45,000, but then salary department is 69,000. So is the 69,000 your salary? That's my understanding, yes?
It is.
So then it's differentiated by the personnel would be the administrative assistant?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
What's the hiring, who's the selecting official? Are you gonna do that, or are you gonna do that with the board, or what's your?
Interviews probably go through her, I would say, and then the approval comes through the board. That's something that has to be brought up later about responsibilities and how much they have without going through the board.
Okay, if anyone has any other questions for me about the financial report or anything else that I reported, I'm happy to entertain those.
I think we're still wanting to see those receipts for in this report for the lawyer's fees, or does that come later?
It comes later.
Yeah, it's further down.
Okay. Just to take a step back.
I would recommend that Mackenzie's still with us now.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to get the recording out.
She is.
We're on the Wi-Fi now, so hopefully
We
that's
could
more
probably just
stable.
use Pickett's recorder.
On this balance sheet, we're showing some money in investments. If we have excess reserves, I think we probably need to talk to the treasurer. And instead of those sitting in a cash account, the excess funds we have, make sure those are in some kind of investment that's getting us better than 1%, or less, probably less than that. And I mean, I think there's some investments out there that, and they just can't put investments in anything. They have to be considered safe because it's government funds. But I think he could probably still get us, 4 or 5% interest on that money.
6-month CDs.
Well, there's some, yeah.
There's more better than that.
there's-
I'm not a financial
There's,
guy, but.
there's money market funds and stuff like that at the state level that money can be transferred into.
I know that the city moved theirs into something and they were getting like $100,000 a month for what they moved it into, but their
I don't think.
balance
we
was
get
much
like
higher,
that, yeah.
but I'm just saying it was very lucrative.
Yeah, so I mean, it would be better, and if we need to keep out enough to be able to run day-to-day operations, but anything excess, But if something comes up, he does have the ability to pull that money back out if we have something catastrophic happen and we have 20 veterans show up that all need, help.
I agree with that.
We have the ability to, but at least that would give us some return on that money instead of it just sitting there in a cash account.
Can you make a motion on that now, or do you have to wait till something else?
I think we could discuss it and put it on next month's agenda, bring it back to life, and we could find out some more information and.
Well, it makes no sense to have such a surplus of cash. It just does not. We need to put it to work.
Yeah.
It serves no good purpose.
And once again, he does have the ability to pull that around and it'll help us get them, some kind of return on that, even if it's 5%, it's better than a fraction of 1% sitting in the cash account, so.
What we didn't, get with me after the meeting, let me know where I get my $100,000.
You'll have to talk to the city guy.
Okay.
So, to my understanding, the treasurer did withhold $200,000 and set aside for investments. I'm not consulted with or anything like that, about that action. He didn't call me up and say, hey, I see you got a bunch of excess funds in your fund balance. How about we invest blankety blank? There's no conversation. He just does what he does, I guess.
I'll take that on and I'll have that discussion
Okay,
with the county treasurer.
that's great.
It's the Illinois funds.
Yeah, I think the county treasurer can get higher return than what the state.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's only certain things he can invest in, so it's not like we're gonna be investing in Bitcoin or anything like that, so. But I'll have that discussion with the county treasurer and I will bring that back to the next meeting, so if we can finally get that on next month's agenda. And basically that's, you had a concern about we only had $50,000 earmarked for veterans. Once again, if we have something catastrophic, we have this money to use. If we need to pull it out of whatever and transfer it over, we can do that. If we don't have $50,000 in legal fees, we just simply won't spend it. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Yeah, okay.
Marty, does this
Just
include
pushing the point.
your superintendent report?
It does.
Thank you.
And I was hoping to yield to you to present your proposal on behalf of Clarity.
That's further down on the agenda, so
Oh, okay.
thank you.
So wait a second then. Okay, so what shall we,
Next up, we have old business,
Old
the committee
business.
report.
okay.
All right, so review, discuss, and take potential action with respect to adaptation of county personnel policies and procedures for adoption by VACBC. I did read over what you did. Terry, thank you so much for doing that. It was a huge undertaking.
Well, I actually read the one that you got from, what is it, Peoria or somewhere that you got?
Matt sent it.
Matt,
McHenry County.
yeah. All you have to do, I read through that, all you have to do is actually change everything to Vermilion County, and it holds up everything that we need. Instead of me recreating this again, because actually there's a lot in there that shouldn't be in there. That's what everybody's looking at. By reading the one that you sent, it's right on the money. And I think I could take that, if we could get the document in Word, I could actually change it to Vermilion County, and we can review that again next month. If you can get it in Word.
I can definitely pursue that and see if we can get that in order.
Yeah. It'd be easy to change over.
I did have a little bit of feedback from what I read over in the one that you did present, so if it's okay, I'd like to talk about those couple of things.
Okay.
First of all, the GSA mileage, I don't know that there was the actual amount included in that, so we need to make sure that we're stating that we're reimbursing at the GSA mileage rate per year. I noticed in this.
I think it was marked as the status of the regular federal.
As it was set?
Rate,
Okay,
yeah.
good, I just wanted to clarify that. As a former waitress, it said that we were only reimbursing 15%, and the actual amount these days is 20%, so I think that we should pay our wait staff 20%.
Oh, if you're tipping?
Yeah, and then also, the nepotism policy was incomplete, and so that was something else that I picked up on.
Well, I wanted everybody to go over it, because I really didn't want to change it 4 times. I wanted everybody to have an input into it, so I could go back and change it, because it is an easy task, so that way I can take, there's stuff in there that I didn't know that was even supposed to be in there.
Yes.
That shouldn't be in there, but I wanted everybody to say, that ain't supposed to be in there.
Yeah,
That's why I say, when I looked at Matt and I looked at mine again, I went,
because it's already there.
got everything with it, got that, what?
I think we probably just have to review it, and maybe I could even send that to, if we're going to use the state's attorney going forward, I could probably send her that and make sure that it's still consistent. I don't think we want to create something, even though we're separate from the county, I don't think we want to do something that may be in opposition to the county procedures and policies. I mean, as much as we like to say we're doing our own thing here, I think I think some consistency would be good. So that would be my only concern, is to make sure we don't take something from another county that's completely out of. I briefly looked over. I did not read as much as I probably should have.
There's a lot of BS in there that you
Well,
really fall asleep while you're reading.
Yeah.
And I doubt it. It's long.
So, but that's something I can definitely.
I'll tell you what, if you can get it, I've got Adobe that I can switch it all over to Word if I want, but it'd be easier if it comes in. And then I can take that one in mind that I've got made up already and sort of check them out together and in the as it's listed, and make sure that we've got everything covered with that other one, and what we're missing from our county, Vermilion, I can interject that in some way. So all I need to do is get a copy of it where I can do something with it.
Great, those are the only things that stood out to me when I reviewed it, so thank you
But
again
if you
for doing that.
give me a list of those things that you've got down, and if anybody else has got a list of things that they read it, I doubt anybody read it. You skimmed through it. She read it probably. She did. She did. I want to hand the PA. If anybody got any input, give me a piece of paper with the input, and I'll go back to it and change it. So.
Here, pass me your pen, and I'll just write down where I have. Thank you, Ryan.
Don't read my love notes to the wife.
Not your love notes.
Happy anniversary, buddy.
Yeah.
Aw, happy anniversary.
Don't worry, I wouldn't be here if it was today.
But on that review of the personnel policy and procedures, because we still haven't adopted and maybe we're going to wait till our annual meeting. I can't remember 100%, but our bylaws. So I don't know if did I get bylaws from McHenry County too?
I think you did, and I'll be honest with you, I did not look at this.
Okay.
Because I knew our bylaws was pretty well cut and dried, and we were supposed to vote on it tonight, if I remember right. Is that correct?
Well, they're not on the agenda, so we can't.
Okay. Megan.
I also was thinking that perhaps they are still being revised. Is that you, Marty? You were revising the bylaws?
Yes, I was gonna take from the notes and
Okay, so they're still in process.
put it in like a final draft.
So bylaws are still in process. Those have not been posted.
So we could still, keep working on that. I would rather have something that is good instead of something that is just pushed through because
Agreed.
we want to get something out there.
Okay.
I mean, we've got bylaws in place now that we're still have to abide by, but I think maybe the annual meeting would be a good time to approve those and get them on the agenda for the annual meeting.
Read the section on, I added a section on that about the employees and stuff, and make that work.
Under the employees?
And I think I put it in there under job description and stuff like that. What it's supposed to do. It's something you can look at again to work.
I know what you meant.
Go ahead, I'll show this to her.
Okay. All right, going back to the agenda, discuss and take potential action regarding schedule of meetings of the BAC-VCE. So I think there was some confusion as to what it is that we had actually decided on, and it wasn't appropriately notated in the notes from the last meeting, so we want to make sure that we're all on the same page so that Marty can have those posted. So, does anybody have those?
Well, we're going to go to every other month.
I
think
thought
we
that
should,
we discussed that under the bylaws, right?
yeah, we had mentioned something in the bylaws. I mean, I-
Every other month, and then if we need a special meeting, it would be the month in between the other month.
And then there was something.
Had the right agenda.
Election.
Yeah.
There was some chaos there at the end.
I mean, I would like to see, so the meetings aren't so long on the every other month. I think we could do faster meetings if we met every month. And
Yes.
discussed everything on a monthly basis. Because if Marty has a concern or a question, you know, she could be another 60 days out before we get together. I mean, county board meets monthly, the committees,
So it says 6 mandatory every other month, January, March, May, July, September, and November. But those are what was going into the bylaws. So do we want to like keep it with the every other month going into the bylaws, and then for the time being, we meet monthly?
I'd rather just meet monthly. I don't know how everybody else feels about it, but I agree.
So do you mean you want to change that in the bylaws as monthly?
I think we should.
Now, is that going to be for the whole year, or is this a temporary thing?
That's my question.
Well, we can change it anytime we want. I mean, if we find that that's not working out, we can go to a every other month. But I think for now,
I'm all for expediting, that's for sure.
instead of having these marathon meetings that we're already into an hour and 10 minutes, I think we have them more regular. It's not going to be as long as it takes.
I agree.
Let's do monthly.
Do we have a motion? Scott makes a motion.
I'll second it. Terry Moore.
30 seconds. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Great. So we're going to have monthly meetings on Thursday, 6 p.m.
Which Thursday of the month?
Third.
This is the third. Third Thursday is crossed out though. We want to make sure.
Yeah, I was thinking that, was that you, Matt, that wanted to change that? To like the second or something? What did that
I'm okay with the third Thursday. I don't know if anybody else has any concerns.
Last month, it was, we changed it to the second Thursday unless otherwise changed.
Okay,
That's what I wrote down from last.
thank you.
So
So,
the second,
And I was thinking that was you that brought that
Is
up.
that what everyone still wants to do? Second Thursday of the month?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
It is what you do.
You guys already marked down on the 8th.
Sorry.
You guys already put on the 8th of January, already. You guys already discussed that.
Thank you. All right, is everyone clear?
All right, monthly, second Thursday,
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Thank you. It's kind of important.
Yep, that's what we need. You know, which week of the month, which day of the week, and what hour.
All right.
Any other old business? Moving on to new business. We already moved up appointing a temporary chairperson, so we will move forward from that.
I think I need to remake that motion.
You would like to remake a motion?
Yeah, to clarify on his point of order, we'll make you temporary chairperson for this meeting because that's all that was on the agenda.
Okay.
So I'll make the motion that we make you the temporary chairperson for this meeting, and then next month when we meet, we'll make a motion to have a chairperson for the rest of the term until our next annual meeting.
Understood.
Can you make sure that gets on the next agenda?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll make that, I'll make that amended, corrected motion, let's say corrected motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
30 seconds. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have consider and take action on Clarity Design proposed contract for fractional COO service. Marty has some handouts. I have brought my own. I did send out an email with this. So here you go. It may be premature, but I consulted with Ashton Greer. If you guys don't know Ashton is pretty well known in our area. She's the executive director of the Fisher Theater, amongst other things. She's also the business owner of Clarity Design Company. She offers proposed contract for fractional COO or Chief Operating Officer services. The contract period would be from January 1st to June 30th of 2026. There's an introduction, so I'll read that. The Veteran Assistance Commission of Vermilion County is entering a critical period of rebuilding following heightened public criticism related to diminished community trust and concerns about the representation of veterans' needs. The Commission must take decisive steps to restore confidence and demonstrate clear, consistent leadership. Clarity Design Company specializes in organizational stabilization, strategic operations, governance structure, and public communications. Through fractional COO services, our goal is to support the Commission in establishing transparency, efficient processes, and a culture focused on service to area veterans. This proposal outlines the scope, responsibilities, and timeline for services intended to bring structure, clarity, and renewed trust back to the VACVC. The objectives would be to rebuild public trust through improved governance, transparency, and communication, equip the Board of Directors with tools, guidance, and processes that support consistent and ethical leadership, strengthen internal systems to allow staff to serve veterans efficiently and compassionately, clarify roles, expectations, and processes to stabilize operations long-term, modernize record keeping and reporting to ensure transparency, accuracy, and accessibility. The scope of services and deliverables will provide governance and board support, so guidance to the Board of Directors as they navigate ongoing public relations issues and organizational reform. Develop a Board of Directors expectations document. Creation of a delegate roster, including contact information and identification of vacancies. Redrafting and clarification of bylaws for accuracy, transparency, and practicality. Establishment of clear communication channels between the board and staff. Digitization of board records, meeting minutes, and related documentation for proper reporting and archiving. Attendance at all board meetings and special meetings during the contract period. Ongoing consulting to the board president and superintendent as needed. Policy, personnel, and organizational structure. Development of a comprehensive personnel and policy manual. Creation of accurate job descriptions, accountability charts, and workflow processes. Assistance with hiring and interviews as needed. Establishment of systems for organizational transparency and reporting. Evaluation and revamping of eligibility requirements for all veteran assistance programs, design of a simplified, accessible application process aimed at helping eligible veterans whenever possible, drafting and dissemination of press releases and positive news curation, support in crafting communication strategies to restore confidence and highlight organizational improvement, guidance in establishing a consistent veteran-centered brand message, facilitation of sessions to define the organization's core values, purpose, and niche. Development of cultural guideposts to ensure consistent and mission-aligned decisions and interactions. The timeline would be January 1st through June 30th. Services will be provided continuously throughout this 6-month period with key milestones including months 1 to 2, governance restructuring bylaws and process review, NPR stabilization. Months 3 and 4, personnel manual, eligibility requirements, internal workflows, digitization. Months 5 and 6, cultural development, transparency processes, final documentation, and transition support. Our compensation requested would be $15,000, $5,000 due at signing, $5,000 due April 1st, $5,000 due June 1st. The contract amount covers all services listed in the scope, including attendance at all board and special meetings during the contract period. There's more information about publicity, portfolio use, confidentiality. The values to the Veteran Assistance Commission. By engaging Clarity Design Company as a fractional COO, the VACPC will gain stabilizing leadership during a period of turmoil, improved operations and governance structure, clear expectations and communication protocols, modernized systems and accountability processes, a stronger organizational reputation grounded in transparency and service, renewed trust from veterans and the broader community. Our work is designed not only to address immediate needs, but also to establish processes and culture that benefit the commission long after the contract ends. So I will say that I personally use Ashton. She comes to help me with my business, and I can't speak highly enough about her and the things that she brings to my business as well as the community at large. If you guys are familiar at all with what some of the work that she's done with the Fisher Theater, it's pretty spectacular. I think that $15,000, considering what we've spent on legal fees and other expenditures, would be an actual steal to have her kind of expertise and bring it in here and to change the reputation and public relations that we have. So I wanted to bring this to the board, and
I actually got this name off of, I think it's you or somewhere, and I looked this up and some background on it, and it sounds outstanding. Sometimes you think it's too good to be true, but if she can do what she's saying here, it really helped us.
I can personally attest to what she's able to bring. I use her in my business, and I trust her implicitly.
We are the best kept secret in Vermilion County.
Agreed?
I don't think so anymore.
Well,
Now we have a bad reputation.
well, now we're not famous, we're infamous. So we need public relations. I don't have any experience in that. I'm assuming.
Here's the thing about us. We're all veterans. We're all retired. And we do this because we want to help vets. But we don't have the background. Matt has a lot more input, and I respect his opinion. This man right here has really helped me understand things that I've never had an idea of. Even the county boards helped me out figure some stuff out. So with that, because we all are vets and we don't have this knowledge of this new stuff that's going out, and we're just volunteers here, we can work as much as we can in what we know how to do, but knowledge of, I never even heard of this stuff that people bring up about meetings acts and all that stuff. I go, what the hell is that? You know, so we need that input in, and I think this here would really help us in our transparency and with getting our name on the map and bring us out.
In a good way.
In a good way. Not where we're at right now.
Yeah, just for the record, I'm not a vet.
Not a what?
I'm not a vet.
A vet.
A vet. I'm not a veteran.
Well, you're part of the vet
Well,
organization.
yes, I am.
Okay, that's a vet to me. And you're an old man, too.
I'm sorry?
About conflict of interest,
In what?
how you use them, we hard them.
She's a contractor for my business, so I don't know that that would be a conflict of interest.
I don't know, that's what I was asking. Yeah, just to make
This
sure.
is like a
I gotta
slumber.
think about that, make sure I don't own anything that would be a conflict of interest.
Yes, sir.
I don't know.
Good point.
It would be, I agree, it would be kind of like if we use the same attorney in town, right? Like if I hire an attorney for my business, that wouldn't necessarily be a conflict of interest if you guys use the same attorney.
Same
So-
plumber.
I'm sorry?
Plumber, electrician, any contractor, because it's a separate contract.
Thank you, yes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, if I could ask, and I was here in the audience last meeting and here this meeting. It seems to me, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that the basis of the problems here are internal. Is that company being hired to take care of the internal problems that the board should be taking care of?
It would be to assist the board and the internal problems with the personnel and improve communication, consistency, structure, and organizational things that we're missing. And so I think that it would be kind of like a bridge or a liaison to bring some of that structure in. And so what's been missing for the past 5 years, I think we can quickly alleviate and move forward in a more positive direction.
And get our name out there. In a good way.
Agreed.
Now, is this something that we can make a motion on now, or do we have to wait till the next meeting? It's already on the agenda.
You got somebody else that's on the board back here. Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant, sorry.
I would say that it'd be a good idea to go with that, but at the same time, in the spirit of competition and do things right. So it doesn't look like you're just throwing one group. You need a second group. You need a second council. That's only fair.
Sure, do you guys have any suggestions of other proposals that people?
So like I said, we're going to bring something in to do this.
Yes, he's on the board.
By fair competition rules. You know, like the contract. People have to bid, we need to have competition. I'd love to hire local with this. There's in fairness. It should be that.
He does have a point.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think professional services have to be bid.
That's right. They do not have.
That's not professional services by definition.
What is it?
I'm sorry. Professional services are defined in the law. That's not professional services.
What's not professional services?
What they're providing.
What?
Architects, engineers, and surveyors are professional services. There's a specific statute that names professional services. Those don't require bidding. This is probably under your threshold dollar figure that may not require bidding, but in the spirit of competition or whatever you want to call it, you can put an RFP together, request proposals, and put it out for proposals to be submitted.
Why wouldn't it be under contractual?
It's contractual, yes. It's contractual,
You're signing a contract to do the job.
So, yes.
Yeah.
But there's a terminology in the bidding and the county code, professional services are not required to be bid. So the question is, what is professional services? There's another law that defines what those are. And those are engineers, surveyors, and architects. Those three professional services, there are also, when you get into medical, there's doctors and some others in there. But this is not a qualified professional service, in my opinion, after 15 years of doing this.
And all you have to do is run a ad in the paper or something and
Create
ask for bids.
an RFP, here's what we're trying to accomplish.
And you can actually use this as a guideline. And if you only get one bid, well, then you're doing good.
If I may assist you.
Please.
If I could assist you, if I could.
Yes, go ahead.
Under county policies, anything under 35,000 does not have to have an RA. That's under county policy, so this would not have to have that. The only thing I can caution here is that under any amounts of money spent in your agenda, and I really hope you get somebody to help you do your agendas, because these really are bad. You should have had your proposal and a resolution included in the agenda, and the spirit of that is so that citizens would have the right to look at that prior to the meeting and then make those comments, pro or con, and you didn't do that. But I don't personally, under county policy, see a problem with you doing it. You don't have to have an RFP because it's under 35,000 under county policies. So that's just my 2 cents worth.
Yes.
In addition to the spirit of competition, I would hope that the board seeks outside sources, and they would always maybe seek if there's a better known business. I don't want to assume, is this group better?
No, she's not a veteran.
Has there been further seeking to see if there's a better business comparable in the area?
I would be open to the idea. I don't know that there's anything like this in our area, so, I mean, I
Just share a thought.
agreed. Recognize, thank you. Yes.
I would just say as a PR standpoint, as somebody that owns a large media company in Vermilion County, you know, if you refer to taxpayers as retarded and poor, you know, that's
Sir, I'm
not
going to
good
stop
PR.
you. I think that we're going to go into that at a different time, but thank you for your comment. Yes, sir.
I have a question. You said you weren't a veteran. Are you a commissioner?
Am I a what?
Are you a commissioner on the board?
Yes.
What organization?
Post 210.
And you're not a veteran?
No.
He's on the,
He's on the.
his father was, so he's a
SAL.
Son of veteran.
SAL member, which we've
The
had
sons-
before, and it's okay.
The sons are not authorized to submit a commissioner or an alternate.
Our post commander has authorized him to be our delegate.
Is that permitted by statute?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I'll call your post commander, because I know him, I'm a Legion Rider, post 210, but I'm sorry that.
No, that's okay.
I'm sorry to have to say this, but I believe you have to be a member of the Legion itself, and then the chairman appoints. I think they can't just pick somebody up. Not that I'm saying you're off the street, but they can't just pick somebody off the street and say, "Oh, you're going to go represent Post 210."
Okay, I'm going to go back to the agenda. So, also, professional services are non-physical, expertise-based services like accounting, legal, IT, marketing, consulting provided by skilled individuals or firms to help businesses or individuals manage, improve, or solve specialized tasks, focusing on knowledge and skill rather than tangible products, often billed by hours or project. So, just FYI, that's what the Google search said. So we can table this for now. I think that this would be something that we need to do some additional information, gather some more additional
It's something we
information.
need to start right away though, so.
I do agree.
Let's put it on the agenda next month to vote on and get this going.
And additionally, try to seek out veteran-owned businesses that provide something similar. I am not aware of anything like this in our area, that this is a highly specialized consulting firm that I'm aware of.
And
So
I'm with Jerry on that. If it's under $35,000, the board has the right to select the individual.
Gotcha. So let's table this for next month, but we'll do some additional research and find out if there are other things. I do want to say that I think that this would be highly valuable considering some of the concerns that we've had thus far. Moving on from the agenda, where did I put it?
Legal fees.
Thank you. Discuss and review the authorization and payment of legal fees. Who would like to begin?
Here we go.
Thank you so much. It seems from what we have here that these things have been itemized in a way that was not previously presented.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Oh, man. Down to the 20th of an hour.
Yes.
I did double check that as well, and the Illinois Military Veteran Assistance Act, the representative of the commission must be representative of a recognized veteran organization and an eligible veteran themselves, according to Illinois law.
Is that
Well,
the
I'm the
state
alternate,
statute?
so I'm the alternate.
It's in there-
so
it's in their
I am a
packet, too.
veteran.
It's in their packet too that I gave them as well, so they can reference it right now if they wanted to. It's in the packet that I gave out has the state statute in it.
But you're an alternate, is that what Terry just said?
I'm the alternate and I am the veteran.
So he can still, yeah, so we're still represented,
Thank you.
but I won't be here next.
It's gonna break your heart, we know.
You still get to be here.
You know how hard it is to fill these positions, guys?
Come and get audience member, ridiculous. I got a solution for that, if you'd like to hear it.
Let's hear it.
I noticed the 40 and 8 is now chartered according to the state of Illinois and the Attorney General's office. And the 40 and 8 can also appoint one of their members to any Veterans Assistance Commission in the county that they're in.
We did and he quit.
Well, maybe they need to do another. So that tells me the Sons of the Legion, if they're, and I'm not a member of the Sons of the Legion, but if their main goal is to help veterans, you may be able to fill out the proper paperwork, and it's only 1 or 2 pages, send it to the Attorney General, and they may be able to authorize and charter you in the state as a veteran service organization that's authorized to have a commission member on the Veterans Assistance Commission. And that should also go with the VFW auxiliary. If it's in their charter that their main purpose is to assist veterans, they may be able to also get chartered by the state.
Well, if you.
And that was in that new law that changed, that when the Federal Assistance Act changed a couple of years ago.
If you enter into discussions with Danny, our commander, bring that up.
Okay.
And, sir, were you pointing out that the 40 and 8 is eligible
Yes,
to
I just
be
checked the Attorney
chartered
General's
by
website.
chartered by the state?
I just checked the Attorney General's website. They are listed. Actually, they're the only one that's listed
Okay,
as chartered by the
by
state
the state.
and authorized to have a commission member, an alternate, or whatever they called on the VAC. So, if you have a 40 and 8 in Danville and Vermilion County,
We do.
call them up, tell them to point somebody.
Thank you. All right, so we've been presented with the legal documentation for the invoices for the legal services. Marty, do you have anything you would like to add to this?
I think not. I think everybody understands, I hope they do, as to why an attorney was brought in to assist the Veterans Assistance Commission. So,
Does anyone else have any comments?
I would table paying this until we had time to read every one of these. I don't have time to read it right now, I can tell you that.
Would you like to make a motion?
Well, do we need to make a motion first, or you want to discuss it first?
I'll ask for the discussion. He says the
Let me-
discussion was he wanted to table
Let me
it.
make a motion that we go ahead and to get this taken out of the correct budget year, which would be the 25 budget year, we really need to get this submitted by the end of the month. Are we going to be able to go through this and tell the attorney we're not gonna pay this? Probably not. We can maybe not agree with it, but at the end of the day, we engage the attorney, even not as a VAC, but the superintendent engaged the attorney.
Could I ask you, did the board engage the attorney?
No.
Did you ever vote to engage the
That's what I was gonna bring up earlier. It came to my information is that when Ms. Carroll signed her agreement with the VAC was that she had full authority to do this without the board, which I didn't understand how she got that full authority. It kind of irritated me quite a bit that the board didn't get to vote on this. But my understanding, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, if they know, but in her contract it stated that she has the power and authority to sign this stuff without the board. Whoever gave her that, I don't know who did, but somebody did. Huh?
Do we have a record of that?
I do not know. Somebody that was on the board earlier told me that. So I don't know if it's true or not. But if that's the case, we're stuck with it.
Well, I think either way, we're gonna be stuck paying it, whether we as a board engaged or the superintendent engaged. Regardless, he sat here at a meeting and
I agree with it.
he was part of the meeting, so.
More than one.
The fact that we were silent on that issue at the time, I think is neither here nor there. So I make the motion that we go ahead and at least up to the end of November, I think what was billed in December is gonna have to go on the 26th fiscal year budget. But I'm gonna make the motion that we go ahead and pay we'll just have to break it up into two different, chunks for, up to November, and then December will have to be a second. But with that motion, I also include in there that we are no longer using outside counsel. Based on this letter that the state's attorney wrote, it's clear that, I don't wanna say she sided with us and not the county board, but she clearly put in here that we are a separate entity inside of the statute. So for her to say that she's not gonna be able to represent both us and the county, when she was going by what the law states, I don't think that's an accurate statement that Mr. Castleberry made is about serving two masters. I mean, the law is the law. She gave a legal opinion, quoted the law, and we are in fact able to, and I don't think, although the superintendent thought that maybe there was some concern there that they weren't gonna fund us, at the end of the day, we already had a fund balance, so it's not like we needed to levy more money. So, we've got the money, we've got an opinion here from the state's attorney that appears that she's gonna follow the law and not what the county board wants or what we want, but she's gonna follow the law, as it pertains to this. So once again, I say I make the motion that we go ahead and pay the attorney. We cease, our engagement with the attorney and rely on the state's attorney's office going forward. Can I make all that in one motion?
Somebody got a second it.
Can you make it more concise?
Pay the bill.
Pay the bill. Pay the
It's a
bill.
lot cheaper to pay it.
Yeah.
Pay the bills, cease operations with.
Yeah.
Okay, now,
Yes,
but
really.
be
And the reading.
specific, pay up to November,
Out of the 25 budget.
right, 25 budget.
Pay the two charges for December out of the 26 budget.
I have a question when you're done with your motion.
Terminate our relationship with the outside counsel.
I'll second your motion to pay up to that date.
I have a question.
Yeah, discussion.
What did we get for $22,000?
You know what, that's not here nor there because you still got to pay the bill, but I have a question to bring up.
We can negotiate.
Yeah.
But I mean, what did we, the board, everybody, what did we gain for that $22,000? I don't see much of anything. I mean, it's.
Confucius say you learn.
I mean, I'd rather spend $15,000 on something that's concrete. I mean, there is nothing.
There are no deliverables.
There's no deliverables. We didn't get any. We got nothing for that.
He got money. It's about how it goes.
That's my.
Can I ask my question now?
Yes, sir. Oh, sorry.
So, within the last month, we won't talk about the front month, but the last month, when there was a RO against Mr. Hawker, was any of that discussion with the lawyer on the RO against him? I'm sure it's not going to state in here that there's an RO against, with Castleberry and Marty against Mr. Hawker, but I'm sure that conversation came up within him being your lawyer. So is any of this related to the RO?
No, we have a second. Seconded.
Well, I'm sure he's not going to put on there that this is for RO for
That's okay.
Castleberry and Superintendent Carroll, but here down at, what was your date of your hearing? November 18th?
Something like that.
Yeah, well, here on November 18th, there's a meeting with Superintendent Carroll and Todd Castleberry regarding actions. So, my question is, if that has anything to do with your RO, that has nothing to do with VC.
That taxpayers' money should not be.
That's correct.
If you did that, it's a violation.
There's no way we can prove it
Nope,
Well,
unless she admits up to it.
though. I mean, it
I don't
doesn't.
recall the necessity to have any discussion about it. But
There's a lot more to go in with that, because I understand that billing and stuff, you didn't want to let loose until after the 18th, which is the date of the RO. And after nobody showed up and everything, then we got correspondence on that. So, I'm just saying,
Just for clarification of the date, it was 10 November for the the RO for Mr. Hawker. And then the actual court hearing was the 4th of December. Just for clarification.
Oh, there you go, report. Another one.
10-4 superintendent.
Did you talk to
That's
kind of general.
Marty, did you talk to the lawyer about that?
No.
Okay, that's all I need.
Any further discussion? We have a motion and a second.
So I made the motion, who made the second?
I did. Got the pay, got paid.
Chairman, can I make a suggestion that might help you guys?
What can you, yes, sir.
If you have any of the billing that may be in dispute, a question you can ask, and you guys can determine this, is this particular line item, did it serve a public purpose? Because in our Constitution, Article 8, Section 1, public funds, property, credit shall only be used for public purpose. If you see a billing that doesn't meet that criteria, set it aside and let the attorney justify why it does meet the public purpose. Because if not, you're approving a payment for something that has no public purpose.
Thank you for your input.
Yes, ma'am.
Madam Chairman, the only thing I would ask is that she needs to submit a new invoice to the county, because now finally she is in, it looks like we get in compliance with the policies by saying how many hours for each thing. So the invoices she has there to pay isn't this, and this is not what she's turned in to the county auditor. So she needs to update it.
Thank you.
Right.
All right, we have a motion and a second. So the motion is to pay the bill, given some of the other input. I think at this time we will vote on the motion.
I'm going with an add-on, that's to be more knowledgeable than I am on this.
So you don't want to negotiate with them at all?
This gentleman back here had a good idea, you make him say what?
I'm gonna go with,
Well, we have a motion, so we can vote in favor of the motion or yea or nay, right?
right.
So,
Well, does anybody see anything in any of these that wouldn't be for the public good? I mean,
All they do is they're talking to draft correspondence, to superintendent regarding the same review correspondence. What correspondence? You don't know.
did he email all that to you? You have emails on all this?
Telephone
I don't know if
conference.
I do or not, I may.
Telephone conference with Superintendent Carroll regarding interview requests and strategy for responding to requests. But I don't know.
So then, so what's gonna happen, we don't pay him, then he's gonna say, we'll have to hire another lawyer?
We've got a state's attorney that'll handle our legal
But
stuff.
I mean, do we have a legal leg to stand on when he attended meetings and everything else? And I'm sorry, I wasn't here.
No,
so
no,
I didn't-
you know what, just like you said, you're absolutely right. We don't have a leg to stand on because he was sitting here.
I'm not saying it was right, I'm just saying,
Yeah,
I think we have to eat it.
Yeah, I do too, unfortunately.
any further discussion?
I would just comment that I feel the public purpose that was served by retaining the legal advice was to maintain the integrity of the Veterans Assistance Commission.
Thank you for your input.
So just to clarify, motion to pay attorney bill and terminate,
For the services.
well, I think that we need to make a separate motion for that. We're just dealing with this attorney for now.
We're only paying up to November.
Well, we're gonna pay all of it, but we gotta break it up over two different payments because one's gotta come out of fiscal year 25 and one's gotta come out of fiscal year 26, just because of when the work was done. So terminate, agreement.
Right.
With attorney.
I do want to point out that this detailed invoice was sent to me on December the 9th.
All right, motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Matt, you got anything else you want to say?
No, I'm good. I mean, I don't know what else we do. I mean, I've looked through this and I just don't see, I mean, if we could refute that,
Is it worth the hassle? They're probably gonna win because he gave the services to us. There's not much you can do about it. So, you can dispute them and just drag it out. But in the end, he gave the services. And she was authorized to sign it. So,
And to the gentleman's point, that's saying things like compliance and things like that, so that could be considered in the public good if we're responding to FOIA requests and things like that, that would still be made, the argument could be made that would be in service of the public good.
yeah.
So, anyways, we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Have to have a roll call, Will.
Money expended.
Thank you. All right, so we will do a roll call vote. Thank you for your input, Jerry. All right, where is this?
well, it's only one vote per post, so you want to give me the,
Here's the numbers. I'm sorry.
who was,
51, 203.
who's here from 203?
You want this?
203 is that fella back there and this gentleman right next to Scott.
Okay. So who is the,
And then the gentleman from Hoopston here, Mr. Miller.
so Billy?
He's just joined us.
Billy? Who's,
No, he's next. He's next.
you're Billy?
Yes,
Okay.
that's Mr. Regan.
Okay. How do you vote?
I'm going to pay it.
Okay, yes. Okay, 210. Scott, how do you vote?
Yes.
So you like to be a voting member?
It's a yes. I'm the alternate. That, yes. Whatever he says, it's a yes.
3510.
Yes.
Mr. Miller is
more
we're
of a-
supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's not on there because they haven't been participating since the beginning.
You've got 203, 210, 3510, and 384 here.
Miller, how do you vote? Yes. Passes unanimously.
All right. Unfortunately.
You mentioned having a second motion in order to discontinue legal services. I don't see that on the agenda, so I don't know if that's something we can address.
But it is right here on the invoice.
It's on the
It's the last item. Yeah.
Here, that's the terminate. We're-
Yeah, that's
I
where
think
it
we're
says.
talking about going forward, the ability for superintendent to hire. I mean, we probably need to add something to our bylaws to correct that if going forward.
Yes.
I mean, if there's an emergency that comes up,
Anything over a dollar amount has to be approved by the board.
and
So
then
now,
we
what
call
is
a
it?
special meeting
We're
or,
gonna make an amendment to the bylaws
well,
to revoke the executive powers of the superintendent.
Absolutely.
Oh, without a doubt.
well, executive powers, I'd say that would be a little, I think we're just talking about the ability to hire outside counsel. I don't say, I don't think that's all powers.
I'm sorry.
No, not all powers, but any dollar amount has to be voted on.
I mean, I
You
think
just
that's
ain't
probably-
signing something for $20,000 and everybody goes, yeah, that's great.
I think that's where we need to probably address that in maybe the personnel or the bylaws going
Yeah.
forward, so.
I agree.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna ask you, take your time and read the Veterans Assistance Act 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 times.
It's in your
Because-
package too.
No bylaw can take the powers away that's granted in the law to the superintendent. The superintendent has the power to expend money as long as she gives the invoices to the treasurer or whoever, and she gives you guys copies. Technically, she doesn't have to seek your permission.
Okay.
That's the new change in the law. Previous to a couple of years ago, yeah, every expense had to come in front of the board before it was spent. The law changed, and I'm asking that, maybe you need to get hold of the people in charge of the Attorney General's Veterans Rights Bureau and ask him to come down and speak to you guys because he can explain the powers of the superintendent and the powers of the board. There's things that changed, the money particularly. You don't get to vote on, whether, she paid the electric bill or whether she,
What are we here for? That's the question we need to talk about.
yeah, and on the flip side, previous to the law change, the board could give the superintendent a 2, 3, 4-year contract. Now it's at will. So any previous contract that's still existing is null and void, if there was one. But it's an at-will employment, which means, day to day, month to month. I'm not sure what the definition of at-will is, and I'm sure the definition of at-will is a 1-year contract, and you have to pay somebody the remaining of the time if you don't want to fulfill it. So please.
If I understand you correctly, she serves at the pleasure of the board. Is that correct?
Yes, but her duties are spelled out in the Military Veterans Assistance Act, and she has the power to spend the money that's budgeted, as long as she lets you know at the next meeting,
Sure.
this is what you spend it. There's no vote on, it's okay if she spends it. But most superintendents will, on large dollar amounts, say, hey, board, can I buy this, or whatever, it's in my budget, can I purchase this? But there's no requirement, and if like I said, the AG, Veterans Rights Bureau, there's people that work there, and they go around and they help Veterans Assistance Commissions as one of their jobs. And I'm sure he will gladly come down and talk to you guys during the meeting and explain to you what your rights, responsibilities, duties are, yours and hers.
You want to reach out?
I don't know
Just
how
like
they,
if you approve a budget for an employee, she can hire whoever else she wants. You can't say, no, you can't hire Jim Bob, you gotta hire Jane. That's not your duty.
I don't know how they keep the board, to be honest with you.
Ron Michelle from the Attorney General's office did have like a Zoom meeting or whatever. He held a training, and I sent that link out to each one of the commission members. And I believe I sent it out to some of the county board representatives as well, because I specifically recall feedback that they didn't have time to examine that. So,
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not advocating for any party here.
Sure.
I'm the kind of guy that likes, the law to be followed. When I heard talking about taking things away from the superintendent's job, you can't do it.
We can do other things.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to the agenda. So discuss and take potential action to form a marketing or outreach committee. Any comments?
it sounds like Clarity would really
Fill that
remedy, yeah, they're gonna remedy like how to evaluate the superintendent's performance. They would really be the entity that would serve to evaluate.
Well, from what I just heard, you could just hire her.
I could just hire her.
Yeah,
just go ahead.
I don't know.
I was going to say, when I really, personally, I got excited reading the description of what it is that she's able to do, because I was thinking, that's exactly the type of assistant that I need.
You're gonna have to.
So, but.
I understand.
We can do that.
So, again, we've tabled that. We're gonna do some more investigation into that. Is there any more discussion about marketing or outreach at this time?
Not at this time.
Great. Discuss and take potential action to form a superintendent evaluation committee. Discussion.
Like Marty said, if you go with somebody like Clarity, I mean, they set something up and structure it for us to be able to do that on a semi or annual basis. I think they would be able to, if not them, somebody like them would be able to give us a good framework to start from and move forward.
All right. Further discussion on that? Great.
Should I be the guy?
I'm sorry?
Should I be the guy?
Statement of economic interest.
Right.
No economic interest.
We're still on the second one up.
Just this corner.
Huh?
Discuss and take potential action to form superintendent evaluation implement.
Oh, I thought we had concluded that.
No, we're not even close to concluding that.
Okay.
I want her resignation. I want her gone. Period. She hasn't. Let's look at the last 3 years ago. I wanted to get rid of her, but nobody. I quit. I come back. And I like Marty as a person, but business is business and friendship is friendship. No logs, no minutes. Jumping out and hiring a lawyer, all of that, whether it's legal or not, I don't care. It's called respect to the board. I say, I want her gone, period. I think she has to.
Excuse me, I think that we should go to a closed session for personnel matters, and so I was hoping to do that.
Oh, okay.
Actually, that's not on the agenda, but.
Yeah, it is. That's right there, potential action.
You just have to state why.
Legitimate closed sessions does not have to be on agenda. That holds true for special meetings too.
Okay.
Thank you.
You just have to state your reason.
Okay, so I think that we should go to closed session to discuss personnel matters.
If you finish everything else, we would take off, you got to be in closed session.
What did you say?
If you could finish everything else before you go to closed session, we can go home.
Okay, great. Thank you for all of your help. I'm new here, I don't know if anybody knows that.
Good job.
Thank you. All right, so we've discussed the requirement of statement of economic interest. So I know that mine was mailed out to me by the Vermilion County Circuit Clerk, and I turned mine in back to them. So
I have mine filled out. Somebody said I had to bring it in here, but it goes to the county courthouse. Okay.
County clerk. One right over here. Not the circuit
Where
clerk.
are you going?
I'm not a commissioner.
That's you. Yes, you are.
No, sir.
Oh, then I gotta go with you, and then we got a quorum.
No, you're my alternate. You're the alternate, not mine.
Yeah, you represent.
Yeah, you can represent. Thank you, everybody.
Good night, Scott.
Oh, no, none taken. None taken.
I was gonna hand out one other piece of information that you had asked me specifically.
Go ahead, Maureen.
So I thought maybe before you go to closed session,
That would
we
be
could do
great.
that.
Thank you.
So, a while back, Mackenzie asked if there was a way that I could reach out to the technology department and set up a listserv. So after talking with the head guy out there at the technology department, does anybody else need this? I want to give one to Mr. Hawker.
Thank you.
Anybody else need this? Well, I can get in touch with you later, if you may. But basically, he explained, if you look down actually at my initial message to him, he said, as we discussed, because our discussion was initially a phone call. And as we discussed, we do not usually provide county email accounts to non-county employees, so creating ones for the Veterans Assistance Commission is not really something we would do. This is made less likely now that we're switching over to a cloud-hosted email, so we are paying per license. What I suggest, if they would like official emails, is we create Gmail accounts for each member, so they don't need to use their personal email accounts, and then he could set up a group such as, his suggestion is all veteran assistants at vercounty.org or something similar that would automatically send emails to you and those Gmail accounts.
Well, I use a workspace, and so that might also be something effective if it's in your budget for administrative costs that maybe we could look into, or you and I could talk more about. It's relatively inexpensive, and then that might be something that outside of the county we could do as well, similar to what I was doing tonight, but we're having some technical issues with it, but.
In any regard, on the front of the page, because I asked him what would be required, he gave the requirements. So I just wanted to put that out there in case anybody would like to transition to something like that to be in all communication, or if you have something else in mind, Mackenzie, certainly, we want to do, but information technologies is one of the services that's provided to the Veterans Assistance Commission, so we wouldn't be paying for this.
Roger, thank you. It's something to take under advisement. All right, do we have any upcoming events or announcements?
When's our next meeting? Might as well get that on
January
there.
8th.
January 8th?
Yes.
That seems good. Is that Veterans Day? Is that it?
Okay. With that being said, we'd like to go to closed session at this time. Do you have a motion? Do you have a motion?
You're gonna make a roll call.
What's the reason?
You're gonna make a motion, you're gonna second.
To discuss personnel matters.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Roll call it.